last season with the Yankees, he had 18 home runs, 57 RBIs. I mean, he was really good. I think if Jorge like goes on to another team, I'm gonna be like devastated because being a big Jorge fan, I mean, it's not gonna be the same Yankee squad as it was. So I hope he stays with the Yankees. So we'll have to see until the season's end. On to their first baseman, Mark Teixeira. I mean, this is the guy who I'm predicting that's going to win not Cy Young, MVP this season. Tim, is this the MVP season for Teixeira?
AC, my co-host, picked that. I think he'll be right up there. I actually think Adrian Gonzalez will win MVP. But I like Mark Teixeira. I think he'll bounce back. He started really slow last season. Only ended up batting like 256. The average should go up to about 280, 290. He's a great fielder. He can hit for power. He can hit for contact. He's a poor man's Albert Pujols, really.
Being the Mark Teixeira is I'm the biggest fan of Mark Teixeira, and I think he's going to win the MVP this season. I mean, last season he had struggles with injuries near in the playoffs with the Rangers. He didn't play in the last, I think, game with the Rangers. So he had 33 home runs, 108 RBIs, and had a batting average at a .256. He's all ready to go for the season. Tim, do you think he's going to be a potential 40 home run winner this season?
40 seems a little high. He's only done that once in his career. I think around 34, 36, 35, somewhere in that area seems more likely.
I think he's going to hit maybe 39, 40, maybe 39 or 40 or 38 home runs, somewhere around there. I should actually reconsider that. But Teixeira, he's going to be my MVP candidate for this year. He's healthy. He's all ready to go for the season start. So expect maybe a good season out of him. The next guy I really want to talk about, a guy who had a great season last year, Robinson Cano. Tim, this guy was beast last season. People are saying he's going to be an MVP candidate. Do you think that Cano can have another great season with the Yankees?
Yeah, I mean, he finished second in MVP last season, which made sense because I think Josh Hamilton had the best season. But this guy really kept the Yankees in it. What CC did for the pitching rotation, he did for the offense. I mean, he was a catalyst, 319, 29 home runs, 109 RBIs. Is that the best we've ever seen of Robinson Cano or will ever? I think it might be. That being said, I still think he'll hit about 26 home runs with 100 RBIs or somewhere in that area. Will he have the season he had last year again? I'm not sure. He could. I think he'll be close, but not quite.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. I think he's going to hit about the same home runs that he had last season. He's going to have like another 20 home run season, maybe 24, his same jersey, but I think he's going to hit maybe 70 or maybe 80 RBIs this season. I mean, he's going to have a good second baseman season. Tim, do you think that's good enough, or is that going to be too much?
70 or 80 RBIs is not good for him. I mean, he had 109 last year. I see him hitting still like 100 at the very least.
I mean, over the past couple of seasons, he had 72 in 08, he had 85 in 09, and then now in 2010, he had 100. Tim, I think he's going to have another great season with the Yankees. At shortstop, we have Hall of Famer Derek Jeter. I mean, this guy, what can you not say about Derek Jeter? I mean, this guy was just been beast, but last season, a great season. He's an average hitter. He had 10 home runs last season, 67 RBIs. Tim, what are we expected to see out of Derek Jeter this season?
He did not have a great season last year. I look at him and think that he's probably getting old. He's still one of the better shortstops in the game, though. While fielding's a question, and I'm not 100% sure about that, the hitting is kind of going down. You know, he's never been a home run hitter, although he's hit like 20 a few times. You know, 10 home runs and 67 RBIs isn't great. He had about 20 stolen bases, which was fine. But the thing that's always been Derek Jeter's thing is he hits. He had a 270 average last season. That's not good enough. You know, I got to look up the exact number, but I think he's the career 300 hitter, and last season was just not a Derek Jeter season. You know, all these questions from the off-season about Derek Jeter, is he done? No, I don't think he's done, but I do think he is starting to go on the downward spiral, which is why giving him a 3 or 4 year deal, you know, I know they had to, but I'm not 100% sure if it was the smartest thing. Yeah, career average is 314. You know, that's quite a bit better than 270.
Yeah, Derek Jeter, being, as I said before, a big Yankees fan, I mean, Derek Jeter has those great plays. But last season, that .270 average, I think he's going to go back to a 300 batting average season, or at least close to it. I think I have him hitting 12 home runs. Do you think that's much? Because over the past couple of seasons, '09 he had 18, '08 he had 11, last season he had 10. Do you think he's going to have a 15 home run season, Tim?
No. Home runs have never really been his thing. I think the home run will stay the same. I think the RBIs will go up, and I would expect him to hit about 289, somewhere in that area.
That sounds good to me. And then going off to the third baseman, Alex Rodriguez. This guy, over the past 3 years, 30 home runs, 100 RBIs. Tim, wasn't it? He was tested positive for steroids. I know you're not a big fan of the steroid thing. I mean, no one's a fan of that. I mean, everybody wants to have clean baseball. Tim, do you think he's going to have another 30 home run and 100 RBI season?
Yeah, I'll put aside my thoughts for him. While he is extremely overpaid for what he does, you shouldn't be making $27 million when there's a few guys that can do that. I mean, he's still a very productive player. I think he should hit about 33 or 34 home runs this year with about 125, 130 RBIs, somewhere in that area. The average will probably be around 280.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you on that straight into. I think you just pretty much summed it up for me. A-Rod, do you think he's gonna have an MVP caliber season, or is it gonna be long from that?
Every season for him seems to be almost MVP caliber. I think at this point in his career, winning an MVP seems, I don't know, I should never say unlikely for A-Rod because he's just been a great talent, whether or not steroids have been a part of that, but I don't see him winning MVP.
So you don't see him winning MVP this season. I have Mark Teixeira at MVP season. There is a quick sum up of the infield of the Yankees. Let's go out and talk about this outfield. Let's sum this up. Tim, the outfield for this Yankee squad, it's pretty decent. You got Granderson, who's injured a little during the spring training. Brett Gardner's been there. Right fielder Nick Swisher has been great. Who's going to fill in for center field if Granderson is not ready for opening day? Marcus Thames not available. Who would you think they would go to? Would they go with Romero Pena?
Romero Pena is an option, and another guy that's an option is Greg Golson. He started in Philly's system, but with the Rangers, really has been a bust for both teams. He's fast. He's not a great hitter, but he should be a good fielder. I don't think Granderson will miss any time, though. Granderson's a beast. He was actually my sleeper MVP pick this year, I made an MVP pick separate, but I made a separate sleeper one too. This guy can hit, field, run, do everything. And the fact is, last year he had a down season for Curtis Granderson. He can do a lot better than he's done.
Yeah. I think Granderson's not. He's gonna miss, I think, a couple games. I mean, if he's not good by the season, he's gonna be pretty decent. But other than that, Tim is having a problem with that dog, so we apologize. But I think Granderson's gonna have an okay season. Other than that, you got Brett Gardner last season having a decent season. He can steal bases. 47 stolen bases last season. 5 home runs, 47 RBIs with a .277 average. Tim, do you think he's going to have 100 batting average this season, or is that going to be way too much?